Hello everyone, it's Kathy Champion and you're back with me here on my YouTube channel, Kathy's Random Acts of Stamping. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and I'm located here in Gastonia, North Carolina. And thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope that you're going to enjoy the project that I have for you. Now, with being a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I do offer rewards for shopping on my online site. So if you're interested in any of the products that I have, if you're not currently working with a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would absolutely love to earn your business. Now, I do offer rewards if you use the host code, and you'll see that drop in right about here, and that host code changes monthly. So my Facebook page, Kathy's Random Acts of Stamping, if you'll go over and join that page, you can get the updates when the host code changes, videos, posts with different cards and things that I make. All kinds of information will be listed on that Facebook page. So take the time to run over, hop over. You'll see my red banner, which is the same banner that you see at the top of my YouTube channel, and you'll know you're in the right place. And just request to join, you'll be accepted. So I hope that you will go over and join and become a part of our little community there. But what I do with using the host code, if you spend $50 before shipping and tax, put in that host code, not only will it put you in for a free gift, a little thank you gift from me saying thanks for shopping with me, but you will also be in a drawing. I have a monthly giveaway, and you will be in that drawing as well to earn whatever the prize is for that particular month. So I think we've kind of cleared out all of our housekeeping. One other thing, our mini catalog, or what I like to call our Christmas catalog, premieres or goes live, I guess I should say, on August the 3rd. And here is the catalog. I can't open it until after the 3rd. I have been busy making projects with materials from that, like this one that we're going to use today, called Harvest Nature and Harvest Dyes. This is a bundle. It also comes in a suite, and the suite includes, and I'm going to look in my catalog so I can give you all the information. I can't show you the catalog, but I can tell you what's in it. And that just, I love that. I love the fact that I can show you some of the things, and I can't find it. Oh my goodness. And I know it is in here, so hang tight and just let me do a little flipping. And it is called, that's not it. It's such a cute suite. Oh, here we go. It comes with the Designer Series paper. It comes with, it's called Harvest Meadow. It comes with embossing folder, the dies and the stamp set, a beautiful pack of ribbon, which is a very pretty crocheted ribbon. It comes with the brushed metallic adhesive back dots. You also get a specialty paper that's cork. I'll show you that in just a minute. And then of course the Harvest Meadow 12 by 12 Designer Series paper. This is absolutely a gorgeous, gorgeous suite. And for what you get in that suite, you cannot beat it. The other thing too I want to tell you real quick, the Designer Series paper sale ends on August the 2nd. So if you've had your heart set on some of this designer, you have 9 different packs to choose from. They are 15% off, which is a great deal. If you are in the market for some Stampin' Up! Paper, every one of these papers are gorgeous, and they are something that will take you through the end of the year and into the first part of the year before our new catalog premieres. So think about grabbing some of that beautiful, beautiful paper. Speaking of beautiful paper, here is the Harvest Meadow. These colors are absolutely stunning. You've got that misty moonlight and the white. Is that not, I mean, that is just stunning. You've got some, I believe this would be Bumblebee. Let me pull this one out. This is that cork paper I was telling you about, and it feels like real cork. It has texture in it that makes it feel like it's real cork. This one, Bumblebee, Cajun Craze, Crumb Cake, Misty Moonlight, and Soft Succulent. This paper is gorgeous. Look at that. I mean, look at that. There's that Crumb Cake. Gorgeous. There's the Soft Succulent. Here's a card that I made using that, and this is the fold that we're going to do today, and it's a center step card. So you can see it will sit up like this so that the recipient can display it. It's really a very cute card, and it looks difficult, but it really isn't. And look how pretty that card is. And you can see there's your step, and this is your step right here. So pretty. And I thought, what a beautiful area to display these beautiful flowers. And we're going to do it in a different color, which I think is going to be great. So I can't wait to get that going. And I'm going to show you first how to cut our card base. I'm going to use a piece of the Mossy Meadow because I think that will give us a nice backdrop for this card. And I'm going to put this, let's close this arm down. Gives us a little better leverage on our trimmer. I'm going to line that up on the 1-inch line. I'm going to bring my cut blade up to the top, and I'm going to bring it to the 1 inch. 1 inch right here, and we're going to sink it, and we're going to cut down to the 6.5, and there is 6.5 right there. And then we're going to raise our arm, pick our blade back up. We're going to turn our piece over, and then we are going to line it up to the 1 inch side. Bring our blade down. We're going to bring this over to the 1 inch. Sink your blade and go down to 6.5. Just like that. Then we're going to bring our blade up. We're going to turn our piece of cardstock short side over here, line it up at 1 inch, and now we're going to use our score blade, and we're going to score to the 1 inch mark, and then we're going to come down, and right here where we cut at, we're going to score from that line down to the end. And then we're going to move it over to 2 inches, and we're going to do the same thing again. We're going to score up to the cut line, and then we're going to go up and we're going to score from the 1 inch up to the top. And that's going to give us those 2 lines. Do you see those? Now we're going to go back into here, and we're going to open up our arm, and we are going to score at 6.5, and we're going to score from here to the 1 inch line, and then we're going to go down to that cut line and score down just like that. And then we're going to move this up to our 5.5, and we are going to score in between these 2 lines at 5.5. So now we're going to score from the 1 inch down to this line. And there we go. Now we're ready. We've done all of our cutting and scoring for that. So I'm just going to move that out of our way. And now we're ready to do our folds and our bends on this card. The first thing you want to do is fold here and pinch that up. Then you want to come down to this, and you're going to fold this up into a mountain. Just pinch it into a mountain, and then fold it back onto itself, just like that. let your card come together, and there is your card. Now, a lot of times with a card like this, you're going to have to train your paper a little bit. So grab your bone folder. Grab that bone folder, and we are just going to iron that out. Just like that. Get nice crisp lines on it. Super important anytime you're doing a fun fold card. But then here is your center step card. And how easy was that? If you follow those guidelines, and I will have all of that information in the description below, so you shouldn't have any problem in replicating this for yourself. Now we need to cut some mats. And to cut our mats, we're going to need a piece for our center that's going to be 2 inches by 4 1/4. And I want to do that with this beautiful golden meadow paper. I think it will just look gorgeous next to that green. This is a bumblebee, and it's so pretty. So we know that we need our centerpiece to be 2 inches. So grab your trimmer, and we're just going to cut off a 2-inch strip. So 2 inches. And we know we need it to be 4 1/4. Just like that. And if you want to, you can mat your mat, which probably wouldn't be a bad idea. I'm trying to think, do I want to mat that? I'm wondering if we did a crumb cake behind it. No, the crumb cake kind of takes away from that. I'm kind of thinking I just want this to go directly down onto here. All right, let's try something a little different. Let's do, we can always use this other side for something else. So I'm going to cut another piece off of here. This time I want this to be 2 1/8. So I just want it a tiny bit wider by 4 3/8. Okay, so 4, and there's 1, 2 3/8. This is just going to give us a little bit more real estate. And I think it's going to be gorgeous because that way we're just going to have a tiny bit of the green popping out. Isn't that pretty? So pretty. All right, so we got that. So now we need to decide which color we want to use on our strips and our side. And I think for my sides, I want to go with a piece of this. I think this will be I think this will really complement it. So for my side pieces, I am going to cut 7/8 by 4 1/4, and we're going to need 2 of those. So I'm going to go to 7/8, which is almost an inch, but not quite. So right about there. And cut that strip off, and then we're going to cut that down to 4 1/4. So 4 1/4, and we're going to need 2 of these. So there's 1 and 2. So now once we get these, we've got these ready now to go on here and here. Isn't that going to be beautiful? Loving it. Now what I did, let me show you my dies and the stamps. And I took a piece of basic white. And the dies are absolutely fantastic because not only do you get these that you can cut out of colored cardstock, you have 2 label dies, and then you have this cattail, this little sprig here that looks like it might be some sunflowers, and then you have this one that's kind of droopy, and then you also have this one that cuts out this image, this one that cuts out this image, and then you have this other little sprig that you can cut if you wanted to just have some little sprigglies. And you know what, it might not be a bad idea. Let's cut a couple of those out of this color. Let's see what it looks like. I hadn't experimented with this one, so I'm just going to go ahead and drop that into my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine and cut that out. And let's see what we get. I think this is going to be cute because it's going to give us just a little bit of stems to kind of stick in behind. I think that'll give a nice look. So I'm going to turn that over and I'm going to put it in this direction and cut it again. And as we take this off, I'm going to throw that away because I don't think there's enough of that to salvage for anything else. And we've got a couple of these little pieces now that we can actually use in our arrangement. And I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. I'm going to put that back on. What I did is I went ahead and stamped and colored this particular image. And that was this stamp right here. And what is so nice about the stamp set and the dies is that you can cut both of these out, which is fantastic. And you have this other little piece of greenery that really isn't a greenery. You can use this as a splotch to do a sentiment over like I did on this one. On the inside of this one I put soft sea foam, and I used that image and I stamped it, and then I stamped over top of it with Memento black, Tuxedo black ink, and then I did that little flower right there just for some little added something. So I thought that was really cute. And this one I just did the cattails. This card we're doing what's called stepping it up. So we're going to step this one up just a little bit and really kind of jazz it up a little bit more than I did that first one, because that was more or less my experimental card. Anytime that I'm doing a new design or a new fold, I like to experiment a little bit before I actually bring it. So what I have done, I used this die with a Misty Moonlight, and I cut this piece out, as you can see. And then I used this piece. Let's get everything back on here like I had it. I used this piece because this is cattail, and I cut 2 of those out of cinnamon cider, and I love those. I think they're so pretty. So we have 2 of those cut, and then of course y'all saw me do the 2 twigs, which I thought looks very fallish. And I stamped and cut, or stamped, colored, and cut this, and I used some of this blue because I thought I wanted something different than the orange like I did on this one. And look how much different it looks done in blue versus the orange. I like that. So I thought, I think I'm going to really embrace this. So I'm going to move my dies out of the way since I've already cut everything. And then we're going to bring it over and see if we can start building this. I am going to grab a silicone craft sheet because I'm going to be using some glue. And y'all know I'm going to make a mess. So what I want to do is I want to build everything on this piece first. So I'm going to put a cattail kind of going in that direction, and maybe one going in this direction. I think I might want to tuck this down in between, something like that. And then why not take a little sprig of this and bring it down. Let's see how we want to do this. I'll tell you what, let's bring this up. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some glue, and I'm going to go ahead and start gluing this stuff down. So I'm going to use a different glue, but I think this is going to work well for me, and I just want to put a little bit across there, a little bit down my stem and up my leaves, just like that. And then I'm going to bring this over, and I want this to go right in the center, just about like that. Now, I did get a little bit of oozing of glue, but that's okay. I'm just going to take a wipe and wipe that off, just like that. And now I'm going to take my little sprig, and I think I want this to come off about like so. Let me look at my card, because I don't want anything to come off of it so far that I can't I think I want that there, and this other one maybe right here. I think that looks good. Then we're going to do our cattails like this and like this. And then once I get this all glued together, then we're going to take and pop this up on some dimensionals and put it on top. So now that I know how I want this, I'm going to take those off, and I'm going to use the liquid glue because I just want a little bit just to hold this in place right there. So this piece is going to go right about here, just like that. And this piece is going to go in the other direction, like so. And I like it kind of, you know, sitting up off of the paper. That's why I'm only gluing it down at the bottom. We're going to have enough going on here that I think we're going to be fine. So I want that cattail there. So again, I'm just going to take and put some glue along my edges. Maybe a little bit right in here. And then we're going to sit this down right about there. And then we'll take this one I think I want it to go in that direction. So again, I'm going to use my glue. Oh, so pretty. I'm going to crisscross that one over, just like so. I'm just going to press that down and let it adhere. And while that's adhering, I'm going to turn my flowers over. I'm going to grab some dimensionals, and I am going to put one there, one there, maybe one here, one right there. I think we can get one right about here. See if we can, yep, that's not showing. Maybe we can pull it up just a hair higher. I think that'll work. And we can do one here. And maybe one right here. I'm thinking maybe one more right there. Looks pretty. So then we're going to set those down. I mean, that looks like a whole lot going on, doesn't it? It's okay. It's going to be fine. Because when we put this on here, it's It's really going to bring everything into context, and I'm not sure that this is going to work. Okay, maybe that will. I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool, and I am going to pull off my backers. I think that got all of my backers off. And now what I want to do with this, because I want this to be more our focal point, I'm going to bring it down and put that right there. Now let's look and see how this is going to look on here. Oh, I love that. Is that not gorgeous? Beautiful. So I'm going to use just liquid glue to adhere all of this down. So we are going to center this just like so, getting our little margins. And press it down really good. Now we're going to glue our other pieces on here. So we have these little pieces that's going to go in right about there. So I think I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to use some glue. I'm going to just slide that in like this. Just like that. And then I'm going to take my other piece and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to turn it over. I got glue on my fingers, but that's okay. I'm going to put some glue on this one. And I'm going to bring this piece over. And then we're going to slide this in right about here. Let's see if we can get that nice and even. Just like that. Press it down. Oh, is that not gorgeous? I'm loving it. So now the question would be, do we want to put a piece of that across the bottom? And I think I do. I think I want it to go over top of this. So I am going to grab, I thought I had an extra piece of this cut. Okay. I'm still looking because I thought I had cut another piece long enough off of there to accommodate a strip, but maybe not. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and cut another piece that I want to be probably about, let's see, this is strange because I was almost positive that I had a piece cut for that. I'm wondering, I've got my little, no, I think I really do want a piece of this. So let's go ahead and get our trimmer out. I'm going to put my pen back in my glue so I don't have a mess. Move that out of my way. Let's get the trimmer out. We're going to trim off another piece of this. And this piece needs to be about 7/8 by 4 1/4. 4 1/8. 7/8 by 4 1/8. So 7/8 would be right there. And then we're going to do 4 1/8. So right there. Now we have our little piece that's going to go right over top of all of this, just like that. Maybe, I think I'm going to tuck that under like that. Isn't that cute? And then we can put our sentiment over top of that, and I think that'll be super, super cute. So let's go ahead and glue. I think instead of gluing this, I'm going to use my Stampin Seal. I like that for little pieces. So I'm going to slide that up under there, just like so, and press that down. Okay, and now we can see if this or this. I think I'm liking the bigger one, the longer one better. So let's see. I'm wondering if I can find a different stamp that will have something that I want it to say across the bottom. So I think what I want to do is put this right here. And I think I'm going to glue that flat down. I was thinking of popping this one up, but I think I'm going to pop up my next piece. So let's go ahead and glue this just as a decoration factor. Just like that. That looks so pretty. And now we need a sentiment. And I'm actually thinking of doing something out of a different color. I'm actually thinking Crumb Cake. So I think I'm going to use that small piece, and I'm going to cut a label out of this, and I think what I want to do is pop it up right in the middle of this and let it say thanks. I think that's what I want this to say. So I'm going to bring this over to my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and I'm going to crank it through. And now that we've got that cut, we're ready to stamp on it. And I like that thank you. So let's try that. This looks like this is made to go on here. I might have wished I had stamped it and then cut it. We'll try it, and if it doesn't work, we can always re-stamp it on here and recut. I'm going to try it and see what we get. Not too shabby. I think we can make that work. Alrighty. So now let's go ahead and close our ink up before I put my hand in it. I'm going to turn this over because I want to pop it up on a couple of dimensionals. And you can see I had stamped something on the back of that at some point that didn't work for me. So it's okay. It's a good thing that paper has two sides, right? We get a second chance. So I'm going to put that right here. Oh, I love that. Isn't that beautiful? Now all we need to do is cut us an inside, and our inside piece is 4 by 4 1/4. So I need to decide 4 by 4 1/4, and I think I'm going to do it in, do I want to do it in Crumb Cake? And maybe, you know what would be pretty is do it in Very Vanilla. I got a piece of Very Vanilla. That's a little softer than the white against that dark green of the Mossy Meadow. So we're going to cut this at 4 by 4 1/4. And I think I want to do something a little bit different on the inside. So what I need to do is decide what I want my card to say on the inside. So let me look. Tasteful Touches. I think this stamp set, this is a tried and true stamp set, and I think that will be very pretty in here, and I think I'm going to stamp it in a Crumb Cake just to keep that softness going. So, or maybe even the Mossy Meadow would be pretty. The good things in life are better with you. I think that would be cute. I'm going to do it up a little bit higher because I want to do this little sprig, maybe right about, maybe coming down from there. How's that? And that will still give us room enough to sign. So right about like that, and that right there. I think we can make that work. So I'm going to grab a larger stamp block. I'm also going to grab my dirty piece of grid paper. The good thing about it, it's dried ink, so it's not going to make any difference. And I'm going to pick all of this up in one pass, just by doing it like this. Now we can ink that all up at one time and get it stamped. And I think I want to do it in the, did I say Crumb Cake? I think I'm going to go with the Mossy Meadow. I think that's going to be a pretty color. Let's see, Mossy Meadow. No, maybe we don't have, oh yes we do, Mossy Meadow right here. I'm like, oh, where's that ink at? I got a little piece of white. Sometimes we pick up the little pieces of plastic off of the casing. That looks really good. So I'm going to bring this down Get it nice and straight. And then I want this to be right up here in the corner. And stamp that down. And lift it. Beautiful. Oh yeah, I think that was the ticket. So now we can bring our card back over. And then we're ready to go ahead and adhere this into our card. So I'm going to use a little bit of the Stampin Seal. Just like that. And then I'm going to open up my card, and I am going to open it all the way so that this will lay flat. And I got it in the ink pad. Oh my goodness. We'll see if we can embellish that in some way, because things like that happen. Maybe this will be a good lesson in showing you how to cover up your boo-boos. So let me get this like this and see if I can get nice even margins all the way around. That looks good. Now let's see if we can fix this. Yep, see, I smudged it right into that ink pad. You know, and things like this happen. And when it happens right at the end of your card like this, it can be devastating. But I'm going to zoom you in just a little bit. And you can see the mess that I made. Right there and right there. So let's see what we can do to camouflage that. Now this is the ribbon that came with that suite. So I'm going to see if I can tie just a simple square knot. Something like that. And let me get my scissors, and I'm going to cut that off. And my end that's frayed a little bit, I'm going to cut that off. And then we're going to put that right there, maybe like that. And that will camouflage our little boo-boo. So I'm going to put down a couple of glue dots right over top of where my little undoing happened. So we're going to put a glue dot there and one right here. You know, sometimes things are meant to happen. They can be a learning experience. And there we go. Not only did we embellish our card, we actually was able to show you how to fix a mistake that happened right at the end of making this card. This crocheted ribbon that comes with this suite is gorgeous. Now you can buy this separately or you can get it in the suite, but it is a beautiful crocheted ribbon that is so easy to work with and so soft. I love this. And I have a tendency of forgetting to do ribbon, so maybe that was a very happy mistake. Now I'm also going to pull out the gems that go with this, and that is these brushed metallic adhesive, and these are so pretty. and they will play in with these colors, especially this one and this one. So I even wrote on the back of it that it was hardest. Oh, you know what? I cut the side of mine open because I find it so much easier to just pull these out and use them and slide them back in. So I'm going to go for that copper color, and I'm going to grab my Take Your Pick tool, and I'm going to grab the putty end, and I'm going to take off one of the smaller ones, and I'm going to put one there. And I'm also going to put one right here. And I'm thinking that I may want to do a couple of the green ones up in here somewhere. So let's do one right there, and a smaller one, oops, well, right about there. There we go. This card is done. I love the way it turned out. I think it's very, very pretty. Although I got ink on the inside here too. I think we can remedy that with a mono sand eraser. Let's try it. Ooh, I was just a hot mess making this card. I hope you enjoyed the fold on this, the center step card. And I'd like to give a shout out to Lisa Cusio. I actually saw this fold on her channel, so I cased it, but I turned it in and made it my own. And this card will stand up like this. So on a mantle, my work surface is a little bit slippery for it to sit on. Let's try the silicone craft sheet. There we go. And it sits up like that, and it makes a beautiful showing. So I'm going to leave that lay right there, and I'm going to bring over the other one, and you'll have to tell me which one you like. This one was more simple. Let me zoom y'all out a little bit. I actually love those flowers in the blue. I think they're so pretty like that. No embellishments at all. A little bit of embellishments here. When you open this card up, you have this, and when you open it here, you have this. So two different cards, but the very same fold, using the very same suite. And I absolutely love both of them. I think they're lovely, lovely, lovely cards. And this one I'm going to have to use my bone folder on and see if I can get it to lay down just a little bit better. It's wanting to misbehave. And I think it's just because I loaded it up a little bit fuller than I did the other one. And I think if we pan that out a little bit, that will help. Yeah. So there we go. Y'all have to let me know what you think of these two cards. So leave me a comment in the description below under comments. Let me know if this is something that you would like to try. And if you're interested in any of the products that I use, remember, all of these products will be available August the 3rd when our mini catalog goes live. And that's when it'll be available for everyone to hop in there and be able to give it a try. So God bless and keep you. And as I always say in closing, always let everything that you do and say bring glory to our Father. Think about that statement. Everything that you do, all of your actions, everything that you say, every word that comes from your mouth, if it doesn't bring glory to God, think before you speak. God bless you and keep you until we craft again. Bye-bye.